Barcelona are on the precipice of a disaster. They owe 108 million euros for Coutinho, Pjanic and Neto. They are trying to renovate the Nou Camp, which is a huge, intimidating task. They have an entire budget built around reaching at least the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And that now looks a million miles away. And to add insult to injury, they now have to pay 41 million euros to 6th Street for their TV rights. Make no mistake about it, Barcelona are on the edge of a disaster. And you know what? I believe the term is Schadenfreude. Directly translated, I think what it means is that I can derive pleasure from somebody else's pain. I'm not a proud man, but to be totally honest with you, the peril that Barcelona are facing, I am loving it. But before we get into the specifics of what's going on at Barcelona and explore what the future will hold, can they make it through into the last 16 of the Champions League? Probably not. What this will mean for Xavi, what this will mean for that club, and what this will mean for Laporta, I need to now just say thank you so much to Top 11 for partnering with me on this video. Have a look at this. What's happening, everyone? Now, before we get into that drama that we need to dissect, I need to let you know that this video is brought to you by the good people of Top 11. Top 11 is a free-to-play football management game, and it is truly fantastic. You can find it at Google Play, App Store, Huawei, Microsoft Store, and obviously on your web browser. Top 11 has already been played by 260 million members worldwide. It has, yes, this is correct, it has 5.5 million reviews, averaging a generous but accurate score of 4.6 out of 5. This game, and I implore you to download it, is fantastic. It is the entire football universe in your skyrocket. Or if you're not from London, in your pocket. This award-winning game allows you to experience matches in 3D. It lets your tactics come to life in the most immersive way. It places you, yes you, on the touchline, controlling, dictating things, as if you were Graham Potter himself. You build your own club. The club is a reflection of who you are. You choose the club name, the kits, the signings. You might even try and scout some youthful talent over on the continent. This football club will be built entirely in your image. So download it today. You can play against your mates, or you can play against the rest of the world, just like I do. So simply download Top 11. The link is in the description below. I look forward to seeing you on there. Right, let's get into the action. So Barcelona have failed to beat Inter Milan in the Champions League. And not only is that going to have dire consequences for their footballing aspirations, but I think it is going to have dire aspirations for the club as a whole. So there really was a dramatic 3-3 draw at the Nou Camp last night. And Inter Milan have basically knocked Barcelona out of the European Cup. All Inter Milan have to do is get a victory against Group Minnows Victoria Pleasant at the San Siro next week, and it is adios to Barcelona in the European Cup. Now, this is huge. This isn't simply going out of the European Cup. We've seen it before. Koeman's team or whatever, we've seen it before. But this is so much bigger. The ramifications of Barcelona not progressing through the Champions League will echo for an eternity in the halls of the Nou Camp. They have genuinely built an entire strategy on making it through into the last 16. And they're not going to be there. And what this means is disastrous. And it could have been so different. They played quite well. They just made errors. And I truly believe that if Jules Koundé or Andreas Christensen had been fit, Barcelona win that game 3-1. But it was a disaster class from Gerard Piqué. And he has effectively eliminated Barcelona from the Champions League. This shouldn't be happening. This was not in the script. This is not supposed to be the trajectory that Barcelona are on. They had such an eventful spending summer. They were snatching Chelsea players left, right and centre. And the noise of those financial levers that we kept hearing about were being pulled in all sorts of directions. And there was so much excitement generated by the new signings. Robert Lewandowski leading the line at the Nou Camp. They were on the right trajectory. They were moving in the right direction. They were going to get back to their rightful place. Or so we were told. It was a risk, But it was a risk worth taking. Laporta told us that his plan to mortgage the club's future to become instantly competitive was going to work. And when you look at the player acquisition, it did seem to be moving in the way that Laporta had predicted. The season started well. Lewandowski was scoring. But what happened last night? Barring a miracle, in the next 2 group games, Xavi's team are going to be playing in the Europa League. More problems, more dramas, more histrionics are definitely coming. Laporta had said that he had saved Barcelona. He said, together we have saved Barcelona, but the implication was clear. He felt like he had saved Barcelona, and he reminded everyone how the club had almost gone bankrupt when he replaced Bartomeu in 2021? Look at where they are now. He told us that using various financial levers to borrow from the club's future, he was borrowing from the future that has not happened yet. He was going to establish a present that was going to be successful. He was going to establish this virtuous circle in which the club was going to be boosted to success both on and off the pitch. And the winning team that he was going to create was going to grow the club as a whole and sort out all of the financial problems going on at Barcelona. His plan was to make the team on the pitch so good that paying off the loans wasn't going to be a problem because the success on the team was going to make the brand so successful. They're in the Europa League. The finances are in such a mess. We heard about the Frankie de Jong issues, but they owe so much money to so many players. Ter Stegen, the 3 captains, obviously de Jong. It is almost unsalvageable. I don't know where they're going to go from here. And what has been suggested that they're going to lose from not qualifying for the next round of the Champions League is 12 million. That to me sounds so conservative. There is no way that it is only 12 million that this group elimination is going to cost them. Even if they had progressed further in the Champions League, their broadcast revenues were still predicted to fall by 6% this year to 236 million because from this season they have started to pay 6th Street 25% of their La Liga TV income. £41 million a year. They have to pay an external agency for their TV rights. It's mind-blowing. And the problem here is that even if the financial levers that we keep hearing about don't pay off, they still have to be paid back. But do you know what you can do? You can just forget about the numbers. Barcelona need to be in the European Cup. This isn't simply about numbers and maths and equations and making it work on a balance sheet with an accountant. This is about Barcelona. This is about football. This is about who you are and what you represent. And Barcelona need to be in the last stages of the European Cup. It is vital for the club's image, for who they are. Momentum is crucial in growing their fan base and increasing their revenues. But first and foremost, they are a football team who compete at the top level, not in the Europa League. So obviously, the fact that they won't be playing in Istanbul or playing against Manchester City in a must-watch semi-final is going to be very detrimental to the boardroom as well as the players and fans. The decision-making in the boardroom feels ridiculous. The handling of Griezmann was a mess. Lionel Messi was really onto something when he said that he had to leave that club. And you know what? If I'm totally honest, I'm enjoying this. I find Barcelona quite a dislikable club who don't conduct themselves in the best ways and who play by their own rules. Therefore, I am finding this rather enjoyable. The fact that Barcelona are going to be knocked out of the Europa League by Manchester United is something that I can certainly enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. I find it very interesting what is going on in Barcelona. I also have to say a huge thank you to Top 11. Make sure that you click the link in the description below and have a look at what I've done on my team. Really do appreciate them for partnering with me, you for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all very soon.